Hello, my name is Whitney, and tonight we're going to be going on a night hike and doing a little bit of stargazing. So if you haven't already, then it would be a good time to gather all the things that you will need for this activity. So you can find a list of things you'll need in your activity book, and we'll go over what those things will be. So before we can get started, I just need you all to gather your supplies. So if you will look in your activity book, you will find a sky map that you can use to see what constellations are in the sky. Hopefully this week you've already done your tie-dye pillowcase, so you'll need to grab that. You have in your box a wintergreen mint that you'll need, and then we just ask that you find a pen or pencil somewhere in your house to mark off your night hike scavenger hunt, and then you can find either a flashlight to use for one of the activities, a candle if your folks will let you use that, or you can use a lamp or any other kind of light, a cell phone light. Anything that sheds light at all will allow you to do this activity. And so if you gather those things, then we'll get started on our night hike. So I encourage you on your night hike to go out as it's starting to get dark. That will allow your eyes some time to adjust. It takes about half an hour for your eyes to fully adjust. And the longer you're out, the more you'll be able to see. If it's a clear night, you may be able to see some stars. Maybe you'll be able to identify some constellations. But you're going to need to take some time outside for your eyes to adjust. And a lot of times people aren't able to see all the neat things that are out in nature at night because they haven't spent the time letting their eyes adjust. So I encourage you to do that. And I know that that might be scary. Also, obviously make sure that you have permission to go anywhere you go, day or night. And you may want to take family members with you. If you're a little bit nervous or if your folks are nervous, then that could be important as well. So I want to share just a little bit why I think night is so neat. So if you look in Scripture back to the very beginning, you may remember that God created darkness and light, day and night, and He separated those two, and He called them both good. So a lot of times we see daytime as good and nighttime as bad or scary, and a time that you should maybe stay inside. But God called both of them good, and He created good things both day and night. And so I encourage you to remember that, to ask God to take away any fear that you may have, and that you be able to experience the goodness of God, the creativity of God, as you spend time in His creation at night. All right, so we're going to start our night hike. I encourage you to take some time walking around in nature. You can use your scavenger hunt to log the things that you hear and see as you're out in nature, and share those things with us on social media or on the forum on our website. So let's start walking. So we're going to pause right here. We're going to turn off the light and see if we can see any lightning bugs or any other animals. All right, so we're going to turn the light back on and keep hiking. So the last thing that we're going to talk about now that it's obviously gotten a lot darker is about how our eyes can see at night. So as we said earlier, it's wise to go out as it's starting to get dark so that your eyes can adjust to the darkness. It takes about half an hour or longer, depending on the person, for their eyes to adjust and be able to see. So what's happening, I'll explain a little bit about, but I encourage you to look up. So you have some organs in the back of your eyes that are rod and cone shaped. The rods allow you to see well in dim light, but they don't allow you to see color very well. And the cones allow you to see color, but they don't work very well in dim light. So hopefully you brought out your pillowcase that you tie-dyed this week. So you will be able to tell the colors in this because we have some light shining on us. But if you're out in the dark, I encourage you to try to identify the different colors on your pillowcase, on your shirt, if you brought friends with you, and try to see if you can tell what colors you can see. You'll notice that because it's dim, you'll only be able to see in shades of gray, which is pretty neat. It's your eye's way of adjusting to being able to see in the dark and eliminating the things that aren't really important. One of the cool things that God did to allow us to be able to see in the dark, which he called good. What we're going to do right now is everything's going to go dark. You're not going to be able to see me. What I'm going to be doing is covering one of my eyes. We're going to do a little bit of a time lapse. All right, the lights can go down / off. So you're going to keep your eye covered and give it about 5 or so minutes to adjust to the darkness. So you've given it some time. So now you can take the light that you brought with you, a flashlight, a phone light, a light on your house, a lamp, anything will work. You're going to take that and you're going to turn the light back. You're going to turn the light on. All right. So this eye is going to be adjusted to the light and this eye is going to be adjusted to the dark. All right, so you're going to stare into the light briefly. After you've done that for a few seconds, it doesn't take long to ruin your night vision. You're going to turn that light back off. And then you can turn it back on for me, but you all keep your light off. You're going to switch your eyes back and forth, covering one, covering the other. And just notice how different you're able to see. Your eye that's adjusted to the dark, you should be able to see pretty well the things around you. Your eye that's adjusted to the light, you won't be able to see much of anything. So that's just one way you can see how your rods and cones are working and the neat ways that your eyes adjust to the darkness. So the last thing that we're going to do is you should have a mint in your box. This is a Lifesaver wintergreen mint. So you're going to put this in your mouth and you're going to crunch it with your teeth. And when you do, you should be able to see some sparks. So maybe you'll want to go get a mirror so that you can actually see these. Or you could set up a video and video yourself so you can see the sparks later. But when it's completely dark, you'll be able to see sparks in your mouth. That's a phenomenon called triboluminescence. And I encourage you to read more in your activity book about what that means. Activity book, you will have a chart of the type of constellations that are out at this time of year. I printed this particular one out for today's night sky, and I'm filming on the 21st of June. So you can actually go on to stellvision.com, STELVISION.com, stellvision.com. But you can go and type in your own city or a large city near you and the date, and it'll tell you exactly what you should be able to see in the night sky. Now, I wish I could show you what I'm seeing here, but I'm seeing clouds. So you may have to try this on a different day depending on if the day that you're doing this night hike is overcast. So I hope you have enjoyed and learned something on this night hike. And I encourage you to go experience the night wherever you are, and maybe try to find time to go into a place that is perhaps darker than the area you live in, and just experience night in different areas and see the goodness of God and in whatever area you're in. Some of the things that you'll be able to see if there's not a lot of light pollution in your area. During the summer, Jupiter is pretty visible. It's a white star in the evening sky. You should be able to see Saturn as well. It is a yellowish star, and it's in the constellation Sagittarius, which is just east of Jupiter. Mars may be visible for the rest of June, depending on where you are. It's in the western horizon. Let's see. Venus glows brightly in the east before sunrise. So if you want to get up before sunrise and see the sky in the early morning hours, you can see that. And if you go out on a night whenever the moon isn't out, that's going to be your best bet for seeing the Milky Way. So there's lots of things you can see at night. I encourage you to go out and do that.